What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So today is the day we've been waiting for a long time. Saturday, April 3rd, day before Easter. Happy Easter to everybody out there. But we are heading to the lake for the first trip of the 2021 open water season to test out all of the new toys that we've installed over the winter time, especially the last couple months. So I'm pumped. Let's get up there. Today's video, I'm going to show you guys, basically we're going to go over a little bit more about the power pole charge. If you guys didn't see my initial install video where I kind of just reviewed it really quick, showed just how to install it and hook it up to the batteries, I'm going to show you guys what it actually does on the water today. I'm also going to show you guys what I've added since I made that original video. We did add a little bit more to the mix as far as the lithium batteries that we're running. So we're going to go over the power pole charge. I'm going to show you guys how these lithiums hold up. We went with the Ionic Lithiums. I'll show you my exact setup. And yeah, I can't wait to get out there, make a few casts, and just put everything to the test. I'm going to make a couple other videos while I'm out there, separate videos, but this one is basically going to be kind of specific to the power pole charge and a little bit of a review to show you how these Ionic lithium batteries hold up. So let's get to the lake. Here we are on the water. Can't wait. We are coming out of the no wake zone, so we're going to check the batteries real quick so we have something to compare, you know, when we first pull out from the ramp to when we get back. So we're going to go into the Ionic app. As you can see, hopefully you can see, I know there's some glare, it's a beautiful day out here, a little chilly, but the sun is shining. So my cranking battery is at 98% right now. My electronics battery, which I'm going to give you guys a better look at my setup here. My electronics battery is at 99. And then my trolling motor batteries, which we have 3, and again, we'll give you a better look up at the set. I'm not going to show you all 3, but they're all at 100%. Number 1, let me just verify, number 1 is at 100%. Trolling motor number 2 is 100%. And then trolling motor number 3 is at 100%. All right, guys, so that's where we're at to start the day. Let's go have some fun. While we're out on the water, I'm going to, of course, show you this power pole charge system and what it can actually do for you while you're on the water. So not only is it a standard onboard charger, when you get home, you plug it in to your wall, charges up the batteries, keeps them charged, just like a normal onboard charger would. But I'm also going to show you a couple features on it that make it completely unique to any other charger on the market. And, you know, in my opinion, makes it priceless. So let's go have some fun. So we're on the water about 2 hours now, roughly. Let me give you a look at the setup, because if you guys saw my initial install video between the Ionics and the power pole charge, I did add a couple things since then. So what we're running, as you can see, we have 2 of the 12-volt, 125 amp hour batteries. This is the one you could obviously see we have it labeled cranking and electronics. So what I'm doing is, obviously the cranking one is the one that's hooked up. That's basically kind of like my house battery. That's the one that the motor's running off of, my LEDs. I don't know if you could hear it in the background, but I even have my Sonic hub on today while I'm out here just relaxing, doing my thing, listening to some music. So that's the battery that we're running everything like that off of. And then my electronics battery, again, you can see it labeled right there. That battery is isolated, and it's only for my 4 graphs. As you guys know, I run 2 16s on the bow, 2 12s at the wheel, and my active target. They're the only things coming off the electronics battery. This battery right here is not connected to the power pole charge. I'm considering running these 2 in parallel. I'm going to see how they kind of perform at first, but just so you guys know what we're working with today, that's the setup with these 2 12-volt, 125 amp hour. That one is connected to the power pole charge. This one is not. Now for trolling, I don't know if you can see them back in there because it's kind of, I don't know if you can get a look, but I'm hoping it comes out. It's hard for me to see the screen here because the sun is bright. But we have 3 of the 12-volt, 50 amp hour batteries. When I did my initial install, we were going to go with just 2 for a 24-volt system. I decided to go up to 3. That's one of the best things about the Ghost. I mean, that Ghost is an absolute monster. It's the best trolling motor out there. But that's one of the awesome features on it. You can switch between 24 and 36. So I'm actually going to do that for you guys. I'm going to actually compare. Right now we have it set up as a 36 volt system. But this spring, I'm going to go back down to a 24-volt system with the Ghost and just see kind of how the batteries compare and, you know, what we get on the water. Let me show you where we're at, guys. Again, we're on the water a little over 2 hours, and I can't honestly believe what we've used. So let's go into here. Cranking. We're still at 97% on the cranking battery. Trolling motors. We'll go to trolling motor 1. We're still at 97. Trolling motor 2. We're still at 97. Trolling motor number 3. 97. So guys, a little over 2 hours on the water. You can see the time up on my phone. We launched around 2 o'clock roughly. It was a couple minutes after 2 o'clock. It's now 4:23, and I'm in shock that we've only used 3% of our battery so far. Just wanted to give you a quick look. The electronics one, now again, the electronics battery I do not have hooked up to the power pole charge. It's just on its own, isolated, and we're at 84%, and that's what running all 4 of my graphs and active target. I do put my graphs on standby when I'm not using them. When I'm on the bow, I'll put my 2 12s at the wheel in standby, and then vice versa. I'll put my 2 16s on standby when I'm behind the wheel. But we have all 4 of them on since we launched the boat, and we're running the active target, and we're at 84% now after a little over 2 hours on the water. All right, just a quick update for you is I'm gonna get back to having some fun. I can't wait to show you guys what I'm seeing on the active target. That's for a separate video, but I'm gonna get back to having some fun, and I'll update you guys at the end of the day. All right, guys, so let's talk real quick about the power pole charge system before we go any further in the video. I have mine hooked up to my Lowrance graphs via NEMA 2000, the NEMA 2000 network. You have to buy a separate module that does not come with the power pole charge in order to do this. If you don't want to get that module and view it on your graphs, all of what I'm about to show you is viewable on the free app on your phone. But again, I have mine hooked up to my Lowrance units, so let me show you what this thing does and how this kind of differentiates from your typical onboard chargers that we're used to. So as I mentioned earlier in the video, it's your typical onboard charger. When you get home, plug it into the wall, it's going to charge your batteries, keep them charged, you know, overnight or in between trips, whatever the case may be. On the water is where it really kind of shines. As you can see over here, again, I have it connected via NEMA 2000. I have a charge option right here. When I click on that, it pulls up my batteries, and I can view this on any one of my 4 screens because they're all connected via NEMA 2000. I can view this information on any one of my 4 screens at any given time. What you're looking at is my 4 batteries, what voltage they're at right now, and what exactly is going on with my batteries. What I mean by that is, as you can see, hopefully you can see these blue arrows. What the power pole charge system does, there's a function in the app on your phone where you can slide there. I guess it's the sharing capabilities, for lack of a better term. You can have your trolling motor batteries get more power and more focus. You can have your cranking battery get more power or more focus from the charge system, or you can have it in the middle in the shared position, which is where I keep mine. To me, that just makes the most sense. I'm not really sure why you would have it anywhere else, to be honest, but that's, you know, to each their own. The user can decide where they want it. I have mine in the middle. So what that's doing is, in the screen, you can see my cranking battery is up here. There's an image of the power pole charge, and then my 3 trolling motor batteries. What this system does, when you have it in the shared position from the app on your phone, what it does is it always makes sure your trolling motor batteries are fully charged first. And there's a reason for that, which I'm going to mention in a second. So as you can see right here, these blue arrows that are pointing down, there's a slight power charge going from my cranking battery to the charge down into my trolling motor batteries. Okay, the engine's not running right now, obviously, so the charge is, when the engine's running, the charge is going to charge up the batteries. When it's in fishing mode, again, engine is not running, it's in fishing mode, that's when it kind of transfers power back and forth between batteries wherever it's needed. As you can see, my cranking battery is at 13.2 volts. It's kind of bouncing around a little bit, but roughly 1 amp of power is coming down into the charge, and then a slight power down into the trolling motor batteries, which are all at 13.2 or 13.3. So what happens, let's say the reason that I mentioned that the charge system will keep your trolling motor batteries charged first, I'm going to get into that right now, and it's kind of important because let's say you're on the water for a long day, you're out there 12, 13, 14, 15 hours, whatever the case may be, and your cranking battery gets low on you and won't turn your motor over. This is where the power pole charge really kind of shines, and it's almost like another device built into one. What you can do is down here, you see where it says emergency power transfer. So the fact that it's keeping our trolling motor batteries fully charged, we click on that. I'm not going to press engage, obviously, because we don't need to right now, but you can see, press button, the engage button to redirect all available power to the cranking battery. So in other words, it takes all of the power from your trolling motor batteries, transfers it up to your cranking battery, and allows you to start your motor and get going. That, you know, there's no more worrying about carrying a jump pack or anything like that. It's built into your power pole charge system. That to me is awesome. So again, it's really kind of three devices in one. It's your onboard charger, plug it into the wall at home in between trips. Then on the water, most onboard chargers only charge the cranking battery. The charge system charges all four, and then you have that emergency power transfer option if needed. To me, guys, that is priceless. It's well worth the investment. I know these things are not cheap, but in my opinion, that is well worth the investment. This is new to me this year. I could already tell that I'm going to absolutely love it, and I love the way it keeps your batteries kind of topped off throughout the day on the water. As you're going to see at the end of this trip, I just checked my batteries again, my battery levels. I can't get over how much charge we still have in our batteries after we're on the water roughly over 4 hours now. So I'm going to give you guys a look at the end of the trip when we're back at the ramp. What our batteries are still at, but this power pole charge is awesome. So that's basically how it works in a nutshell. Again, if you don't want to get that extra module, what I'm showing you on the screen and all of these things that I mentioned, you can view on the app on your phone for free. All right, so that's the power pole charge in a nutshell. If you guys have any questions on that, leave them down below. And I'm going to do a little more fishing here. I'll pick back up with you guys when we get to the ramp, and I'll let you know where the batteries are at. All right, guys, we're going to wrap this up. As you can probably see behind me, the sun is going to be setting on us real soon. So let's do a final check-in on the batteries. Let's check the cranking first. It's about 7 o'clock. Just so you guys know, you'll see the time on my phone. It's 6:58 to be exact. So we've been on the water roughly 5 hours, just shy of 5 hours. And our cranking battery is still at 94%. That's crazy to me. So let's check in with the trolling motor batteries. Trolling motor number 1 is 96%. Trolling motor number 2 and 3 should be the same. They're ran in series. So you can see there's number 2, 96%, and trolling motor number 3 it should be 96%, which it is 96 right there. What I want to see is the electronics battery, because that's the one that we do not have hooked up to the power pole charge. The fact that we are at 94 on the cranking battery and 96 on the trolling motor batteries after 5 hours on the water. And I did a little bit of everything, guys. I just a normal day. I was fishing. I was on the big motor some, cruising around, graphing a little bit. It was just a normal day. I was also running my Sonic Hub 2 for a good part of the day. I actually just turned it off a few minutes ago because I'm wrapping up here. I was also charging my GoPro batteries. You probably can't see it in frame here, but I have a dual USB charger that I installed on the boat, and I'm charging GoPro batteries throughout the day. So I'm using these batteries. It's not like I'm taking it easy on these Ionics, and the numbers speak for themselves, man. That is crazy to me. Let's check this electronics battery. This is the one I really want to see because, again, it's not hooked up to the power pole charge, and we're down to 66 on that one. All right, and so that's the one that we have the 4 graphs. So we have the 2 16s on the front, the 2 12s here at the wheel, and the active target system running off that electronics battery, and we're at 66%. I'm not sure what I'm going to do there. Again, a 5-hour day on the water, that's not a long day by any stretch of the imagination. The fact that I'm down to 66 on that one after 5 hours, I may end up hooking up my 2 big batteries, the 225 amp hour batteries. I may end up hooking them up in parallel, so that way they both charge off of the power pole charge throughout the day. I'm not sure what I'm going to do there just yet. I wanted that electronics battery isolated and separate, just so there was no chance of interference on my graphs or anything like that. And I couldn't be happier with my images, and that's for another video. So I may try running them in parallel. Hopefully it doesn't give me any kind of interference or anything on my graphs. But if I run them in parallel, both of them will charge off the power pole charge, and I won't have to worry about that electronics battery, going too low on me if I'm out for a long day, 10, 12 hours, or if I'm gone for a weekend or something like that. And I don't have anywhere to plug in to charge or anything. So I don't know. First thoughts here, guys. I'm not gonna lie to you. I am beyond impressed with these lithiums by Ionic and the power pole charge system. If you guys are in the market, you got to check these things out. That's crazy to me that we're only at 94 on the cranking battery and 96 on the trolling motor batteries after 5 hours on the water. That's nuts. So one thing I'm going to mention, because I know somebody's going to ask, my top speed. We lost a lot of weight out of the boat by going to lithiums. My top speed did not change. It stayed roughly right around the same. I usually run low 60s in this boat, you know, easily. I usually hit 60 to 62. But the thing that I did notice was my top speed didn't change. I was still able to hit that 60, 61, 62 mark today, but I didn't get that death wobble. Usually with my old setup, before I switched to lithiums, when I got around that 60 to 62 mark, I'd start to get that wobble. Today, I would hit that 61, 62 mark, and there was no wobble whatsoever. That has to do with the fact that these lithiums are much smaller, and I was able to move them around and distribute the weight better, which I covered that in my initial install video on these Ionics. That weight distribution allows me to now hit that 60 to 62 mark, and there's no wobble whatsoever. My boat was smooth as can be. So yeah, I just wanted to mention that. I didn't gain any speed, but I'm not one of them. I gotta be honest with you, I don't care. 60 to 62 is perfectly fast enough for me. I'm not one of these guys that are looking to gain 1 or 2 miles an hour. I could care less about that. I just wanted to mention it because I know somebody's gonna ask. So the fact that I could hit 62 without that death wobble, to me, is awesome. I'm not worried about gaining speed. So yeah, that's my initial review here, guys. I'm very pleased with this setup. I couldn't be happier, to be honest with you. I'm actually shocked at how much battery we have left. So yeah, hopefully you guys found this helpful. Give these things a look. If you're in the market, Ionic lithium batteries and the power pole charge partnered up with them. It's a crazy setup. I'm not sponsored by either one of these. I always like to mention that so you guys don't think I'm just, you know, blowing hot air at you. I'm not sponsored by Ionic or Power Pole, so I have nothing to gain if you guys go with this setup or not. I'm just sharing the information with you, and I am very impressed for the first trip out here. I'll keep you guys posted throughout the season if anything does change or happen, but man, I couldn't be happier with this setup. So I'm gonna wrap it up before the sun sets on me and get back to the ramp here. Couldn't be happier, guys. Any questions, comments, concerns, leave them down below. We'll catch you on the water. Take care.